Hey, it's Drew. Welcome back. And we're talking about why it might be best at this point in 2026 and going into 2027. And this is something I've been considering also, seriously considering. Um, let's move out to the country. Forget the city, okay? Because the old American dream of ownership, near the suburbs, you have the commute, you have the corporate job. We all know that corporate America will do whatever they want. So don't depend on just one source of income. I try to tell people this, and this is something I've been working on long term, but if you can try to diversify even with anything, the point is, a lot of remote workers, they moved out to the countryside and we've seen demand. And I'm going to get into a lot of these stats, but when you also think about not just that, but also how you can go about doing so, I'm going to explain how you do that a little bit later on. So stick around, please. The average mortgage payment right now is $2,742. The 6.37% interest rates don't help. And the era of overabundance, 0% interest rates, and that we can just float around and do whatever we want with endless credit from the Fed, those days are long gone. And even after COVID having 0% interest rates, those days are long gone, ladies and gentlemen. So when we think about housing prices, electricity costs rising 9.5% from January 2025 to January 2026 at 17.45 kilowatts per hour. We think about food, think about exposure to a system essentially that is less reliable than I was talking to my parents. When you guys grew up, obviously the system is a lot different. And my sister agrees, she's a few years older than me, she's 33, but she still agrees that the system is just totally whacked from when my parents grew up. And they come from, they mean well, they mean go to college, get the degree, follow the traditional path, everything's going to be fine if you just, and look, at the end of the day, there are still jobs out here, but it is like the Hunger Games. I mean, you have 300 applications for a role that requires basically a PhD or the equivalent, of skills and experience, as they always say on the job posting. It's just absolutely insane. So when you think about kind of decoupling from this modern, you could almost call it like a modern, futile system, the age of these companies, it kind of feels good to get off grid. It kind of feels good even just coming out here and just getting, some exposure to nature. So often we're inside all day. And, I always encourage people to get outside, enjoy the weather. I used to do this all the time when I was growing up, right? But anyway, back to the task at hand here, the discussion we were having. So Americans are paying more for less. That's the other thing. So as these data centers and these tech oligarchs plug into the power grid, we're losing 11 hours from 2024, an average of 11 hours, nearly double the prior decade's average. And 80% of these outages have been attributed to hurricanes. So hurricanes are a big factor, okay? So just remember that. I mean, hurricanes are natural disasters. There's 3 in particular I think I had on the list here. But so Freddie Mac's average 30-year 6.37% interest rate, that's nice. But the consumer sentiment is even nicer when we have the worst on record since 1946. I mentioned that this was since the index has been tracked, ladies and gentlemen. This is the lowest we've seen in 80 years. So just think about that. Take just one moment as I flip my page here to think about that. All right, so we mentioned natural disasters, right? 80% of US power outages in the major cities, from 2000 to 2023 were weather related. So we obviously have risk of major hurricanes, and being in those big cities is not good when you're in a hurricane either. You don't want to be in those large population centers. It can turn into obviously a disaster zone. Now what we are seeing is a big increase in people migrating, net positive migration into these rural counties. And we're talking basically, and there's actually USDA designated zones. I'm going to get into that. Like I said, that's a hint of what we're going to go over. But basically, I'm going to explain what I'm trying to do myself, Lord willing, getting this done long term and what my plans are ultimately to make this happen. Because, average home prices are rising too. So it can be a good investment. As more people move out to the country, I think what you're going to see is a continued trend. In fact, rural areas, designated rural areas, according to the USDA, that's the definition, rose from March 2020 to March 2023. So we're seeing rural areas increase in value overall. The houses are going up, and the amount of remote workers, even though people, for example, perfect Andy Jassy returned to office, Amazon, the whole fiasco, and then they start laying people off. Even though that's the case, we still have more than double the amount of remote workers that we did from the pre-pandemic peak. So we're actually, I think, still at 13.8% U.S. workers are basically working from home, or were working from home as of the reports of this survey. And it's up from 5.7% in 2019. So the level is still double the pre-pandemic level for remote work, according to this. And only 12% of executives plan some type of return to office mandate. So anyway, and I think that was comparing specifically 2019 to 2023, were the years that survey looked at. So only 12% of executives are actually planning any kind of return to office mandate. So you're going to see increased demand for, I think, a lot of this type of rural, development and things of that nature, especially as people just get pissed off and priced out of the existing digital, high cost of living cities, long commutes, corporate gigs that really suck. I'm telling people right now, it took me a while to get this YouTube channel going, but at the end of the day, it does start to make me income at a certain point. And this is true for anybody who starts something. You're not going to see the fruits of your labor right away. It's not going to be a get rich quick thing. This certainly has not been for me. In fact, I've mentioned that I've taken, 5 years plus to build this channel. And I got demonetized and then remonetized, but it's been a lot of hard work. It's not like I just got up here and started making money. I mean, yeah, YouTube's finally starting to pay me some, not a huge amount, maybe a few $100 a month at the most. But, it's been a lot of hard work. So I just want you guys to understand, this is not for everybody. And, YouTube, of course, is not for everybody. But I encourage everybody also to try to, take advantage of some income streams that might be good for them. Whatever it is that you're good at, and just try to make something from it, as you have a job, or try to do something where you can make extra money from something, it could be anything. Anyway, I'm going to sit down here just for a minute and go over a few more of these stats. Thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. But moving to the countryside is what people are thinking about in 2026 and beyond. And this is, like I said, something I've been thinking about as well. The old system's dead. Everybody's tired of it. And the Urban Development, HUD, the U.S. Department of Urban Development, does say that construction in rural areas can be more difficult and expensive because of builder shortages, challenges, and infrastructure connection costs. So these are some things to keep in mind. But, there's a lot of do-it-yourself type stuff that you have to remember with this, because at the end of the day, it's not only about getting the loan, which we're about to talk about, and how you can actually get these loans and what I'm looking at for these rural development type properties, but it's also about, what you do and what you plan on doing with the land. So the one thing to keep in mind is that it must be your primary residence. You must use it. And I fully plan to use mine as my primary residence wherever I end up and however many acres I end up buying. But you need to make sure it's your primary residence. You need to make sure check eligibility with the USDA site. And so I would always make sure you're going to the website. They have two types of programs. This is the meat and the potatoes of it, right? The guaranteed loan program is for eligible rural properties. Approved lenders, right? So they have an approved list of lenders, and they have a list actually you can look at. And they allow 100% of financing and require household income not to exceed 115% of the area median income. Now, there's also direct loans. So these are low and very low income borrowers, which are applied directly with the USDA Rural Development Program. And basically, USDA also offers payment assistance for these types of loans. So guaranteed is through a direct lender primarily, and then the USDA works directly with those lenders who may need additional assistance. But that's the program, and with both of these programs, the crazy thing is 0% down. You don't have to put, and the credit score requirements are often a lot less than, I think it's 580 or 600. So for people who don't have the best credit, it also can be an option for getting something. But you have to check the eligibility, the rural eligibility tool that they have on the website. That's what I would recommend doing, because you want to make sure that it is in fact in a rural area, because otherwise you're just wasting your time ultimately. But that's what I would say, guys. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot left on this. I just wanted to go over some of that stuff because obviously with natural disasters, increasing, these major population centers, especially on the coast, high cost of living areas, you got commuter traffic, just all kinds of stuff. People are sick and tired of this, and I don't blame them. And I'm, like I said, fully considering this myself. It may take me some time, but I'm fully committed to doing it. And it's just one of those things that you have to ask yourself, what's best for you in your situation. For me, I think, this is going to be something that is going to be best for my family long term, is looking at these types of opportunities. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the old American dream is dying and is dead. So, or dead, right? So people are moving to the countryside, and farming is going to be actually a pretty big business, I think, going forward. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in.